Hello, welcome to Sunny's Yoga. I'm Sunny. Today, join me in a slower vinyasa, starting with Tandasana, mountain pose. Tandasana. We're going to learn Sanskrit along this journey to honor the Hindu people as they're the creators of yoga. In my Tandasana, I'm rolling my feet back and forth, coming down into plank. And I'm going to gently rock back and forth on my toes, waking up my ankles and my toes, looking just past my dristi, keeping my head aligned with my spine. Using my Padarama breath to breathe in and breathe out. Knees come down. I'm going to crisscross, take a seated asana, and breathe in and out of my nose. In and out. I'm going to cross the direction of my feet and breathe in and out my nose. In and out my nose. Coming up into hero. My toes are tucked under. I'm going to reach for my heels and gently let my head fall back as I open my chest. Your entire body will feel this asana, but it will feel wonderful. Breathe. You'll want to hold your breath as you go to drop your head back. Don't. Slowly come up and out. I'm going to do a counter as if I'm grabbing a beach ball. Still up on my toes, but breathe. Head is down. Come up. Roll myself right back up. First forward fold. All the way back into Tandasana, mountain pose. Arms come up above the head. Roll out your wrist, your fingers, and we'll come up and down on my toes. That part is optional. Takes a little time to catch your balance, but you can absolutely get there. Join me in the back of the mat from Tandasana, rolling down, walking myself out to downward facing dog. I'm going to bend my knees, drop my upper body closer to my lower body. This is wonderful. If you're having issues with your lower back, you would be surprised at how much that relieves. I'm going to bring my right foot to the outer side of both my hands, first on each side, then I'm coming up into lower lunge. Breathe. Look past your Tandasana. Dristi. Look past your dristi. Breathe. Now notice how my back foot went down. Arms come up above head because I am now in warrior one. Let your hips drop naturally. Opening my arms to warrior two. This gives you a nice extension through your shoulders and through the front part of your chest, looking past my dristi, down past my nose, moving back into warrior one, making sure I keep dropping my hips, moving back into high lunge, back on the back of my toes. Breathe. Hands frame the foot. I'm going to bring my foot back to meet the left foot and go right back into downward facing dog. Keep breathing. Your palms are what is helping you hold on to the mat. Bring your left foot forward from your foot. Get on your back of your toes. Come up into lower lunge. Drop your hips. Make sure your hips are level and they're pointing towards the front of the room. Keep breathing, looking past your dristi. Don't hold your breath. Back foot comes down and I'm going into warrior one. It's your lower body that will help keep you anchored through these few asanas, which is warrior one and warrior two during this practice. Open your arms, extend out to each side of the room. Look over your left hand and breathe, looking towards the front of the room. Making sure that your knee stays tracking open, not going in towards your body. Arms come up overhead for warrior one. Breathe. Looking past my drishti, helping me keep my balance. Up at high lunge, back feet come up, back foot comes up on the toes. Breathe. Hands come down to frame the foot. Foot goes back and back into downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Bend those knees as you drop lower towards your thighs. Slowly come down into tabletop. Move back towards the back of the mat a little bit. Foot comes out. Flex those toes. Wake up your entire leg. Leg comes gently down beyond your right foot, giving the outer hip a nice extension. Come back around. Foot stays in the air. Bring my foot around to lizard. Lower foot stays flat. My front foot is going out towards a 45-degree angle, and I'm going to roll to the outside edge of my foot. If this is not accessible to you, that is okay. You can just face the front. You can stay at tabletop. It's your practice. Let your hips continue to drop. Bring my left foot around, back to meet my right. Take a pause, take a breath. Bring my right foot to the outer edge. Go ahead and walk my foot out and roll it open to the outer edge of my right foot. Breathe. I am looking past my drishti. Now there's a good hip mount of space between my hips when I'm doing these types of asanas to make sure I give myself enough room for my body to flow and any tension and stress that I am facing melts away. Going back into tabletop, coming down on the tummy. Going into a locust. Head comes down to kiss the mat. And then you're going to bring your arms, loop your hands together, have them going towards your feet, and your feet are coming up in the air. Tuck your tummy when you do this asana. Feels much better when you're going up and down on a balancing on a belly. Front Shavasana. Cross your arms, crisscross your hands the other way and come right back up. My hands are not touching my hind parts. They're not. They're up, they're open. I'm getting an opening through my back, through my chest. Reverse Shavasana, reverse corpse. Take a breath. Come up into a comfortable seated. And then we're going to do butterfly. Now it's up to you how close you are comfortable with bringing your feet together towards your body. The closer, the more intense. Further out, less intense. You are going to couple your hands together and put them around the bottom part of your foot. Come up straight and breathe. Listen here. We just let gravity do its work with our knees. Don't fight your body. Just relax. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm going to extend my left leg, flex my foot, let my right leg stay bent, and I'm going to go ahead and extend out of my hips and drop my head, catch my foot as it remains flex and breathe. Now, some people will be able to be flexible enough to reach your entire knee. Others of us, well, it's a yoga practice and you're and not a yoga perfect. So we keep doing these asanas, and over time, our body opens more. Come up, do a reverse twist. Reverse twist, looking towards the right of the room. I'm gonna switch places with my feet. Right foot is extended. I'm stretching out, flexing. Gonna come up and out of my hip joint and reach for my toes. My foot will stay flexed and my head will drop. Don't hold your breath. It's in and out your nose. In and out your nose. Some people, it is a little difficult to get used to the breathing part of yoga because you're not breathing out your mouth. Counter twist here, looking towards the left side of the room. I promise your body will thank you for learning how to do panoramic breaths. Keep breathing. Now we're going to do fire log. Top foot is on top of the right. I'm sorry, on top of the left. We're going to flex our feet and we're going to take a pause here and just breathe. These are great hip openers. Let gravity do its work. Going to switch leg positions. Notice how I'm making sure that my ankle is directly on top of my knee. We are being very careful with our knees through every asana, very careful with our knees through every vinyasa we do. We don't want anyone hurt. Breathe in and breathe out. The longer you hold an asana, the more likely your body will be able to open. Bring my legs out. Turn towards the front of the mat. Now, this is a sitting down figure four. My hands are facing the back of the mat. I took my left foot, put it over my right ankle. My feet are flexed. My toes on the mat are lifted up. And I'm breathing, allowing my shoulders to open and my back to get some very much attention across the top part of my shoulders, where I personally get a lot of knots. And this is a good way to get some of those knots out. You're going to go bring your bottom towards the back of your hands. Then we're going to lift our bottom half up, point your toes, drop your head towards the back of the room. Come back down, breathe. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, except for it is your right foot that goes on top. Lower half goes towards the top half of your body, and breathe. Let your shoulders open naturally. No crunching, no pulling them together. You're going to let them gently open. No need to strain. These are great hip openers, great for people who have a problem with laying down fully on the mat or doing traditional, this is tabletop. For those who can't do traditional pigeon pose, those are great. This is great alternatives. Come down into standasana, statue pose. I am spreading my toes as I begin to lift out of my hips and reach for my toes. Head drops towards my lower body. You can have a slight bend in your knee if you'd like. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And gravity, it's doing its own work to aid you. Breathe in and breathe out. Extending back out of my hips and coming back into standasana, statue pose. I'm going to flex my toes. You'd be surprised how much stress you carry in your toes, in your feet, and your ankles. I'm going to face the front, but I am going to drop into kneeling. So my feet are flush to the mat. I'm going to face you. Arms come up. Breathe, bring them down. And I'm going to hook my right arm around my left, which is coming across the upper part of my body. The amazing release you get here in the back part of that shoulder that's always hard to grab. It's great. Arms back up. Breathe. Now I'm going to reverse. Is my left hand that is above the elbow of my right arm. Breathe. All of these asanas make you want to hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. You need it. Arms are up, wide towards the sky. Head is dropped. Shoulders are dropped. Taking a deep, relaxing, cleansing breath. Arms slowly come down. Join me at the back of the mat as we go into wide-legged child's pose. This one, not so active. This one, we're taking the breaths in and out of our nose. Our forehead gently kisses the mat. Our tummy can reach our upper thighs, and we're just breathing, taking in the entire vinyasa that we have completed. So grateful you have taken the time to take care of you today. Joining the mat is about taking care of you, your self care, and what your body says that it needs. Roll yourself up, knees come together. Join me in a seated asana. Thank you so much for joining Sunny's Yoga. Leave me a message in the comments about how you liked this different type of flow. Until we meet again, everyone.